Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hoge, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
Hi, I'm AJ Hoge, the author of Effortless English, Learn to Speak English Like a Native. We're trying again because the audio, the sound was not working about 5 minutes ago, so I'm trying again. As I was saying, I'm very excited about the new pronunciation course. The new pronunciation course was recorded actually at the beginning of the year. And for the past year, people have been asking me, AJ, when will it be ready? When is the pronunciation course coming? When is it coming? And I keep saying, soon, soon, soon. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Well, finally, it's here. Next week, I will send an email. I will send you an email with a discount code. It'll be a discount code. You will use the discount code. You'll get a big discount on my pronunciation course. Now let's see if people can hear me. Please type in the comments, can you hear me? We are live on Facebook right now. Can you hear me this time? Please, can you hear me? I hope it's working. Just going to wait 1 minute to see if the audio is working. Make sure people can hear me. Now, pronunciation is very, very important, as you know. People can hear me. Yes, good. We discussed in earlier videos that if you don't have good pronunciation, there are many problems that can happen. You might have a lot of vocabulary. You might know a lot of words. Maybe you know a lot of grammar even. Maybe your spoken grammar is great. But if people can't understand you, you will not communicate well, unfortunately. And there's actually something else that's, unfortunate. It's not fair, really, but it's true. And the truth is this. When your pronunciation's not good, sometimes other people will become very frustrated with you, annoyed with you. They will seem unfriendly, right? Because they can't understand you or because it's hard to understand you. And so, they get that face like they're irritated. What? Huh? Huh? And they say, what? Huh? And they look annoyed. They're not patient. And you can feel very bad when you're speaking. You're trying your best to communicate. You feel you're doing well, but the other person, they get that face, that attitude. And, some people, they ask me, do they hate foreigners? Are they racist? Or something like that. And that's not it. Okay, the truth is just this. It takes a lot of energy to understand someone with bad pronunciation. That's just the truth. I mean, even for me, now I'm used to lots of different accents. I travel the world a lot. I'm teaching you guys. So I'm used to hearing lots of different accents. So I can understand a lot of different accents. I can understand even very bad pronunciation fairly well, usually. But I'll be honest that sometimes if I'm tired, if I have a long day and I'm tired or maybe I have some problems, I'm stressed, and then I'm trying to listen to someone speak English and their pronunciation's very bad, it takes so much energy. It can be so difficult. And I try to be patient because I understand it's difficult for them. But lots of normal people, they just won't be patient, right? They'll get kind of annoyed with you. They'll seem like they're unfriendly because of it. It's not, they don't hate you. It's nothing like that. It's just maybe they're tired. Maybe they're having a bad day. And they need a lot of energy to understand someone who has a very different accent or whose pronunciation's not good. Now the good news is the opposite is also true. When your pronunciation's very clear, very good, when you have a nice clear American accent, for example, Other people, they will be more patient with you. They will instantly feel an easier connection with you. The reason is simple. It's just easier for them to communicate with you. It requires less energy. And the closer you get to that clear accent, clear pronunciation, the easier the communication comes, and they feel a little bit more of a connection with you. So that connection, that respect happens more automatically. And also just more practical reasons, just very practical. They will understand you instantly, so you communicate very easily what you need, what you want. And that's why pronunciation is so important. You know this already. Yes, I know. So, my pronunciation course is coming. It's going to open October 14th. 1-4. October 14th, I will send you an email with a discount code. It's a very nice discount. You have to use this code. Now the code will end. The code will finish. The discount will expire. You have, I believe it's 5 days. 5 days. After 5 days, the discount is finished. You must pay the full price. The full price is much higher. It's not a cheap course, but it's a very good course. I promise you that. Very good, very effective. So that's all I have to say about it, is just watch your email. Open your email immediately on October 14th because, as I said, the discount ends. It finishes, so don't wait too long if you want the course. When you want the course, use that discount now because when the discount finishes, just 5 days, it's not coming back. I will not give this discount again. It's a special discount only for the opening, the beginning of the course. Okay, so that's all I need to say about that. Really, this webinar is to answer your questions about the course. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm live. So I'm gonna put on my reading glasses and I'm gonna read your comments and answer questions. Okay. I'm gonna also ask my wife for some water. Can I get a little water, darling?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. All right, here we go. I have a lot of memories of Hoge lessons. Discount code will come. How do we pronounce oasis correctly? Oasis. Oasis. Hugs from Brazil. Hello, Lucia. Is it Lucia? Lucia, I'm sorry. Hugs from Brazil. Hugs to Brazil. Lots of effortless English members, fans in Brazil. For this reason, I need to visit Brazil, I think. Okay. Just gonna drink some water while you... Olga asks, how to not be shy when speaking and using the pronunciation course. A few ways to do this. When you're using the pronunciation course, there's a lot of speaking practice in this course. Of course, you can imagine, right? Every day you're doing speaking practice, you're practicing copying my pronunciation, you're doing different techniques. And so how not to be shy? The question is, how can you not be shy? Well, number one, when you start doing this, do it alone. So go into a room, close the door, lock the door, so no one else can see you, no one else can hear you. No need to be shy. Then, when you're practicing the course, when you're doing the lessons every day, be sure to use a nice, loud, strong voice every time. You have to train yourself, teach yourself to speak in a loud, strong voice with English. Now, I know what you do, because I do it too. When you speak English, when you speak a different language, for me it's Spanish, you start feeling a little shy, and then your voice gets quiet. I have the same habit when I feel kind of bad about in Spanish or something. I'll get really quiet with my Spanish. That's not good. Then people can't hear you, right? Even if you speak perfectly, if your voice is too quiet, no one will hear you. And then the same problem. People say, "What? Huh?" They get frustrated. That's no good. So you got to practice. Teach yourself every day with this course, speaking in a strong voice. The other thing I like you to do is use your body. I talk about it in the course. So nice, strong, shoulders back, all of that. So you have a nice, strong body language. Okay, what does the course contain? Good question. Does it contain stories, audio imitation, a brief idea on the sets, please? Okay, yeah, good question. What's in this course? This course is different than my other courses. Very different, actually. In fact, one reason I never did a pronunciation course before was honestly for many years I was not sure how to do it. People ask me for pronunciation. People have been asking me a long time, AJ, can you make a pronunciation course? I said, oh yeah, and later I will. And the truth is I really didn't know how I wanted to do it. I listened to a lot of other pronunciation courses. I didn't like them. I don't like the way they teach. It's not effective usually. And also super boring. So I had to think a long time. I had to try different techniques until finally I made this course. So what does it contain? So it contains several units. I think it's 20 units. Actually, 23 maybe. We'll say 20. Now each unit has two main parts. Part one is a video lesson. Now, the video is important because I show you how to make the sounds of English, how to pronounce correctly. I actually show you with my mouth and with my neck and even my body language sometimes. I give you a lot of different tips, techniques to make the sounds correctly. Now, in a lot of pronunciation courses, in books, they do drawings, and they're very confusing. They try to do a drawing of the mouth and the tongue position, and for me, it's very confusing. It's hard to figure out. It's hard to see what's happening. That's why video is important. You can just see. Sometimes I even open my mouth and I show you with my tongue, I do this, right? More important, you can see the shape my mouth makes. You can see how I'm using my mouth and my muscles as I make the sounds. And of course, I also explain to you what to do. I also give you some mental tricks, right? Some mental tricks for correct pronunciation. Sometimes it helps if you imagine a certain thing, that you imagine you're doing something with your body, you imagine an image. All of these things can help you make the sound correctly. That's part one, the video. Every unit has a video lesson. Every unit also has a training lesson, which is audio. The training lesson, that's where you practice. So first you learn to make the sounds, and you can copy me on the video again and again until you can do it. But then every day you're going to use the training audios. This is really the key part of each unit. This is the practice part. You're going to use 5 different techniques with the training audio. 5 different things. In the earlier videos, I told you about some of them, right? The pause and imitate with exaggeration. That's one of the techniques. Another one is where you read out loud, record yourself, then compare your recording to the original audio. That'll be me. And then there's something called tracking, which I've talked about before. And then there's tracking with reading. And you're going to do all of these techniques with this training audio. Each training audio has 3 speeds. So you're going to learn to do this slowly. You're going to learn to do it at a medium speed. And you're going to learn to do it fast. This is also important. Most pronunciation courses, in fact all of them, all the pronunciation courses I found, they all train you quite slowly, right? Usually they're teaching you to say 1 word or 2 words. That's all. Well, that's not normal speaking. Normal speaking, you have to pronounce phrases, sentences, paragraphs. So that's what you're going to find in my training program. The training is not just 1 or 2 words. It's a whole page that you're doing every day. You're going to do it slowly, then at medium speed, then at fast speed every single day, using all of these different techniques. So you're training yourself with the different techniques, and you're training yourself with long sentences, and you're training yourself at all different speeds, including very fast speed. And this way you will learn real conversational pronunciation. You'll get that American accent when you're really speaking at normal speed. This is super important. So that's a unit, a video and a training audio with all those techniques. And then you'll go through each unit. You'll do all of them. I recommend you do all of the units. Every 5 days you get a new unit. So each unit is 5 days long. 5 days long. So that's 100 days if you do 20 units, right? Now here's what I recommend though. I recommend do all of the units one time. Then go back and the units that have difficult sounds for you, do them again. See, everyone has certain sounds that are more difficult. Depends on your language. For some people, the R and the L sound, very difficult. For other people, that's easy, no problem. So you're going to do all of the course first, then you'll go back and you'll do the difficult units again. All right, let's look. If I pay for the course over 6 months, how many lessons will I get every month? Every 5 days, you will get a new unit. Every 5 days. Okay, where's the course located? Online. All of my stuff is online. You're going to download each of the units. You're going to do this with independent learning. I'm not a school teacher. I'm an independent learning coach. My job is to help you, but you are always the boss of your own learning. Very important. All right, can I speak Spanish? I speak kind of survival basic Spanish. What does that mean? It means my grammar's terrible. It means I can manage to get around Spain, for example. I was in Spain for a month. I could walk around Spain. I did a nice trip there. I could get hotels and things. And I could have even basic conversations with people. But, yeah, I call myself a low intermediate level Spanish speaker. But, for me, that's enough. I really don't spend much time with Spanish, unfortunately. I focus all my energy and time on effortless English. So Spanish, I've studied it a few months and then I quit for a long time. If I have a trip, I'll study it for a month or something. So kind of a bad student. I don't really make much effort or put time into Spanish. Sorry. That's why you should never learn Spanish with me. Okay, let's see what we got. Hey, there's Julia. Hey, Julia. Yay. Hi, if I practiced your course, can I get a good score on the Ielts easily? Well, now Ielts, TOEFL, TOEIC, those kind of tests require several things. So pronunciation will help you on those tests. Well, at least the new TOEFL, which is called the IBT, not really new anymore, and the Ielts. They both have speaking parts. So absolutely, the pronunciation course will help you a lot on the speaking sections. Now, those tests also test listening and reading and writing, and for those you need other things, of course. For your basic fluency and vocabulary, listening ability, you probably should get one of my other courses too. For reading and writing, you've got to read lots of books. So, with those tests, you got to take your time. I recommend first learn to speak very well with normal, everyday conversations. Then you can go to more advanced stuff. What is the name of the course? I just call it the Effortless English Pronunciation Course. Pretty obvious name, but why not? I thought, just keep it simple. The Effortless English Pronunciation Course. Okay. Okay, is the course free? It is not free. No, that's why I'm sending you a discount code in the email on October 14th. It's not free. But I'm giving you a very good discount, so use this discount code. I promise you, I will never give you this kind of discount again. It will end in 5 days. When it finishes, I will never do that discount again. I might give a smaller one later, but never this big one. It's one chance only. Okay. Okay, so I want to improve my listening because I can understand you so easily. Would listening to TV series from the U.S., would it improve my listening? Yeah, it would. Now, I have a whole movie technique about using movies, using TV shows. So check my YouTube channel, check my website, because check my book. I describe the movie technique in detail. Okay, how can you get the discount? The discount, you need to be on my email list. Go to effortlessenglish.com, effortlessenglish.com. Enter your email there. Then you'll be on my email list. October 14th, watch your email. Check your inbox, check your spam box. And when you see my email, open it. Inside, there will be a discount code. Oh, my eyes look green. They're actually blue. So it must be the light. Okay, I can easily understand, but I can't talk very well. So that's fine, it's sort of a normal thing. You think about it, Babies, for example, their listening always improves faster, and then the speaking comes later. This is normal, right? This is totally normal. All babies, their listening is good first, then the speaking comes later. Also with babies, it's normal that in the beginning their pronunciation's very bad. I have 2 little baby nephews now. They're like 2 years old. They're starting to speak, just starting to speak. But their pronunciation's terrible, really bad. It's hard to know what they're saying. They just say like, breath it. Like, what is he saying? And so, sometimes moms and dads, they can understand their children, but no one else understands the children in the beginning, right? So if your pronunciation's bad, it's okay. It's normal. It's normal that your listening is better. That's fine also. But eventually, when you're ready, training your pronunciation will help. It will help you improve that accent, the clarity. The reason the accent is important is just so you'll be clear, so you'll be clearly understood. Some people want a perfect American accent. That's fine. That does have some advantages. It will certainly give you kind of an instant respect. People will think you are a native speaker, or they will think that you are very, 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 very advanced if you have a great American accent. Other people, most people probably, don't need a perfect accent, but they just need a good one. They just need a clear accent, clear pronunciation, so that everybody understands them easily. So you don't need to be perfect, but you do need good, clear pronunciation. That's what this course is about. Now, if you really want that perfect accent, no problem. This course will get you there. But for the perfect accent, you probably will need to repeat many of the lessons again and again, several times. Do the whole course first, then go back and find those problem sounds that you have, and do those units again and again and again. You'll get closer and closer to that perfect accent. Stop when you want to. It's your decision. You can have a perfect accent, you can have a very good accent, you can have a good accent, your choice. Okay, how can I improve my pronunciation, teacher? Well, get the course. That's my short answer. We need confidence. Yes, indeed, we do. This is a great question. Gerardo asks, is it possible to have a perfect American accent if you are an adult? Yes, 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 it's possible. Yes, it's possible. Absolutely yes. This is This is a very negative belief that schools teach. Schools teach that if you're an adult, you cannot have good pronunciation, and you can't have perfect pronunciation. They say only children can do that. That's not true. Absolutely, it's not true. How do we know it's not true? Well, because there are people who get a perfect accent as adults. There's this guy, I listened to him a long time ago. I can't find him now. I don't know where he is. But this Chinese guy, Jerry Dai, I believe is his name. He came over from China, Hong Kong, I think. Came to Canada. He was an adult, I don't know, 23, 24. He was an adult. And really terrible accent, really strong Chinese accent, terrible pronunciation. He decided he would get a perfect American accent, North American. Really, we should say North American accent because the Canadian and the USA accents are basically the same accent. The standard Canadian accent and the standard American accent, it's basically the same. It's the North American accent. So he decided he would get a standard North American accent. And through a lot of effort, every day he trained himself, and he did it. When I listened to him on video giving a speech to a group of people, he sounded like a native speaker. He sounded like he was born in Canada or born in America. So yes, it's possible. Absolutely yes. Now, I will say this, it's harder for adults. It is harder for adults, and it's more psychology, really. See, children are just more open, they're more relaxed. But adults, we have this identity. Adults are afraid to sound strange. They're afraid to exaggerate their pronunciation. Children, they're fearless. That's why they learn pronunciation so much more easily. I want to learn English. I'm Thai. Sawasdee krap. Okay, well, they're coming fast, the questions here. Where am I? I am currently, right now, in Osaka, Japan. I love your standard mid-American accent. Yes, let's talk about accents, because I recently had someone on Twitter tell me, oh, accent's not important because in America there are many different accents. That's true. In England there are many different accents. That's true. We could say in Britain, even the UK. It's true there are many different accents. In America we have a Southern accent, we have a New York accent, a Boston accent. There's even other little smaller versions. Even Southern accent, you can break it into different ones. There's kind of a Texas accent. There's more of a Mississippi, Alabama accent. There's a New Orleans, Louisiana accent, called the Cajun accent sometimes. So that's true. But you don't want to use those accents, I promise you. You do not want to learn a regional accent. Now, if you move to that part of the country, it's good to understand it. Yeah, sure. If you go live in New York City, yeah, probably you need to learn to understand the New York accent for sure. But for speaking, it's always best to just learn the standard accent. Why? It's the most understood. It's the most understandable. Everybody in the world understands the standard American accent. This is one reason people tell me, AJ, you're so easy to understand. AJ, your pronunciation's so good. It's good. It's simply because I have a very standard American accent. It's the accent you hear on American TV shows, usually in most American movies, so you've just heard it a lot. That's why it's more understandable. It's the most popular accent because of media, because of movies and television. That's why. So people have just heard it so much, they understand it. On the other hand, a Scottish accent, a strong Scottish accent from Scotland, can be very, very difficult to understand. Even for me, a native speaker of English, someone with a strong Scottish accent, it's hard for me to understand them. Why? Because I never hear it. I never hear it. I don't live in Scotland, and I almost never watch Scottish movies. Okay? Or Scottish television. It's a small place. They don't make a lot of movies. They don't make a lot of TV. Most of us don't hear their accent very much. So that's why it would probably be a bad idea to try to speak with a Scottish accent. Most people would not understand you. In fact, even if you lived in Scotland, even if you moved to Scotland, I think you would still be better to learn a standard American or standard British accent. Why? Well, because all the Scottish people still understand that accent. All Scottish people understand the standard American accent. All Scottish people understand the standard British accent. So everybody will still understand you. But then if you travel to other parts of the world, well, everybody will still understand you. If you speak with a Scottish accent, that's fine in Scotland, but everywhere else, people won't understand you, or they'll have more trouble. So, standard accent is most important. Why do American people make fun of the Irish accent? What's funny about it? Do they make fun of the Irish accent? I don't know. Some people maybe make fun of it. I like the Irish accent. I think it's quite charming. Generally, I think that for native speakers, we like accents. They sound interesting. I like the British accent. I joke about it because the British can be a little bit serious, and they get serious and they criticize the American accent for some reason. I don't know why. But the truth is, I like a British accent. I like the Scottish accent. I find it quite interesting. I like the Irish accent. I love the Aussie accent, the Australian accent. I don't know why. It just sounds it's kind of very charming and kind of very rough and tough sounding. So I like it. So I don't hate these accents. I don't hate them at all. But just for practical communication, what's most effective is to learn the standard accent. Standard American accent is the most understood because it has the most media. Hollywood is huge internationally. Right? All this massive, super big American media machine everywhere in the world. Everybody's hearing that American accent all the time. That's why it's the most common and the best one to learn. That's all. It doesn't mean it's better. It's just the most common and most easily understood, therefore. Any system for improving our pronunciation while speaking with each other? No, not that I can think of. Quite honestly, you need to listen to native speakers. Pronunciation is all about hearing those sounds correctly and then, of course, making them correctly. So you can learn vocabulary from a non-native speaker. You can even learn grammar, spoken grammar, from a non-native speaker, but pronunciation, you really should listen to native speakers. Now, that can be just audios or videos, that's fine, but listen to native speakers for sure. Okay. I'm going to take a drink of water very quickly. Oh, we got a lot of people. 1,000 people. Over 1,000 people watching live. Woo! Okay. So, anyway, I was saying accents. When I recommend the standard accent, I'm not criticizing the other accents, okay? There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, I grew up in the South. I grew up in the southern part of the United States. When I was young, I had a southern accent. And I lost my southern accent when I got older. for different reasons. That's another story. But I love the Southern accent. But I'm not going to teach you the Southern accent because it just would not be helpful for you. It would not be helpful for you to speak like a Southerner. As much as I'd love you to do it, for some Southern pride, I would love for you to all speak with a Southern accent, but I'm not going to do it. Hello from Poland. Hello to you. So I'll give a couple, if you have questions about the pronunciation course, a couple more minutes, and then I'm going. Time to go. It's actually late here in Japan. Time for me to go to bed. Just remember, October 14th, I will send an email with a discount code for my new pronunciation course. If you're thinking about it, if you want that course, use the code and get it now. It will be the biggest discount I give. And it will end in only 5 days. And I'm just doing this because, I just do it in the beginning because you're already an Effortless English fan. So when I open a new course, I like to give a discount. It creates excitement about the course. I want to encourage people to try it because it's new. The older courses, people can read about them and talk to other students, and so I don't need to give discounts really. But I like to do it when I first open a course. I'll give a big discount. But it's just going to be 5 days, and after that, you're going to pay the normal price. Okay? I cannot understand the most from radio. Radio is more challenging for sure. Radio is more difficult because, of course, obviously you can't see the person's mouth. You don't get the help from their face. That's why video can be more helpful or more easy to understand. It's the same reason phone conversations can be more difficult. Now again, my movie technique that I mentioned in my book, you can use that with radio. Why not? You can do it with audio also. So you could use that same exact technique, get a radio, a podcast, just do a podcast. It's even easier. It's a recording. So then you can rewind, play it again, rewind, play it again, rewind, play it again. Try to find a podcast that has text, transcript. Some of mine do. I just use the same technique, and that way you can train yourself. Okay, so lots of people saying they have bad pronunciation when they speak in the comments here. And, that's why I made the course. The truth is I can't teach you pronunciation in 10 minutes or 1 hour. It requires training every day. I mean, with this course, you're going to be training. You're going to train yourself every single day. Now, I'm not saying it's easy because it's not going to be easy. This course is a little tough. It's a little difficult. I'm challenging you in this course. I'm pushing you a little bit because this is a tough skill. It's a very important skill, but you do need to train. You got to push yourself a little bit. So every day you're going to be working on your pronunciation. Some of the sounds will be difficult for you. Some of the techniques will be very difficult for you. I promise you, some of the techniques are going to be difficult. You probably will be frustrated on some days with the lessons, but just keep going. You will improve, I promise. You got to keep going. You will improve. Your accent, your pronunciation will get better and better and better. So, now remember, when I say about effortless English, I always say this. Effortless does not mean lazy. It's not lazy English. Effortless is the result. It's the final result. After you work hard and train yourself, finally you will speak English effortlessly, easily, with a great American accent. But to get that result, you've got to work hard. And you are going to work hard in this course, I promise you that. So I'm not saying it's a lazy course, it's not. But if it's important to you, speak with great pronunciation, get the course, do it every day. think I'm about done. All right, guys. Watch your emails. Okay, so sign up for the emails, effortlessenglish.com, if you're not on my email list already. And I will send you an email on October 14th. That's Japan time. So you might get it in the morning, you might get it in the afternoon, you might get it at night. I don't know what your local time is, but just October 14th, watch your email, check your inbox, even check your spam box, and look for my email. It will have the discount code. We're going to enjoy the pronunciation course together. After the course opens, after many people join, I will do a webinar, a live webinar like this, only for people in the course. And then we can talk specifically about each lesson. I can answer specific questions about the lessons if you have any questions or problems. So we'll do a course member webinar, a course member live video in a few weeks after people join and after people start the course. Give you time to train and practice. Then we'll do a live webinar together, a live video together. You can ask me questions about the course. I can give you some tips, some techniques to use the course more powerfully. That's all. Watch your email for the discount code October 14th. Use it immediately because it will finish in only 5 days. Thank you so much. Lots of love to you. I appreciate you coming on here. Appreciate you asking questions. Everybody who left a comment or a question, thank you so much. I'm sorry I could not answer all of them. But hey, we'll do it again. If you join the course, when you join the course, we'll do another live one. You can ask me more questions then. Thank you so much. Bye for now.